Hello everyone, thank you for having us and thank you for joining our session. Our session is South Korea APT attack case, and we will show some intelligence reports about this South Korea APT attack. Before moving on, let us introduce ourselves briefly. My name is Song Park and I work in the Kaspersky lab Kuwait as a senior security researcher. My main duty is researching about the threat landscape in APEC region, mainly South Korea. And
hi, my name is Dong-il Lee, and I worked for SK InfoSec. SK InfoSec is the Korea company, and I'm going to work for IBM coming 17. And I worked as a malware analyst and incident response at SK InfoSec.
okay, this is our story. We just shared the South Korea landscape, and we picked one APT attack case. Last year, the South Korea Ministry National Defense is breached, so we showed that case, and we will explain what is the connection with the previous operation and the M&D breach case, and what is the connection with the emerging operation. And finally, then who is behind these attacks? Okay, Korea is the only one divided country in the world. We divided North Korea and South Korea. The Korean War is not end, we just cease the fire, so anytime the Korean War can start again. And North Korea is keep attacking the South Korea, not only the physical attack, such as the fire, the missile, nuclear bomb exercise, but they usually doing the cyber attack against South Korea, and this is the big, huge targeted attack case on only the 2016. I just had a big issued APT attack case, but as you can see, the own favorite, the Korea local security software vendor's code signing is breached. So, and the threat actor using this code signing to make some custom malware. And on March, some threat actor using the South Korea local software local DLP, using that DLP, they try to spread the malware. And it's more important because we mentioned this operation several times in this session. So on June, the Korean National Police is published about the Operation Ghostlet. Two big enterprises are compromised by the same actor, and they compromised 140,000 endpoints, and they steal more than 40,000 documents. And that document include some military intelligence. For example, the F-15 air combat plane blueprint and the UAV blueprint. So it's a very big issue in South Korea. And also on July, the Korean #1 e-commerce company called Interpark is breached, and more than 10 million customer information is leaked. And Korean National Police investigation this incident, and they published that North Korea is behind this attack. Finally, on December, it's a recent case. The Ministry of National Defense is breached, and we will describe details about this case.
So, let's see the Korea M&D breaches. Korea M&D published they were hacked on December 2016, and they found that attack was going from August 2016, and the pieces in lots of division of Korea military were impacted. So some confidential data was stolen by hacker. So let's see the incident full flow. So we could see the drone were separated into internet and intranet. But the drone was connected to same AV management server, and there were two network cards were installed in this server. MND said two maintenance company installed this for management. So hacker took advantage of this server to spread malware to PCs, internet, and intranet. MND said 2,500 hosts were impacted in internet, and 700 hosts were impacted in internet. We don't know whether the information in database were stolen or not, but we think it would be possible. So let's see the timeline of the attack. MND found the suspicious evidence from the log file on August 4, and they recognized the symptoms considered the attack on September 27. So they organized the investigation team to start to analyze this incident. Then they found that two network cards were installed in AV management server on October 6, and they found that a lot of PCs in intranet were impacted on October 12.
Okay, then I will explain the tool of the we found related to the MND breach case. At the initial intrusion phase, we don't have an exact idea which method is used for the initial intrusion. And the command and control phase, they're using the full feature of the backdoor. It's the unknown backdoor. Any AV vendor is categorized this backdoor. We just categorize the type ABC in this time. And the privilege escalation phase, they're using the Mimikatz, very famous login credential dumping tool, but they packed with the Tomida, so they easily evade the AV detection. And they using the custom network scanner, they develop by themselves by this kind of tool. This tool can scan the whole IP range, and when some host can connect, they copy the malware and execute it by this tool. And at the data exfiltration phase, they're using the SSH tunneling tools. You can see the command. This tool is made some connections from internal network to the intranet network. You can see the port number. Port number is 1433. Is the famous one, MS SQL database port. So the threat actor tried to make some connection from the internet and the intranet data. We suspect that the threat actor can access the intranet database. And about the backdoor, they're using the three type of backdoor, type ABC, and this backdoor is a full-featured backdoor. When this backdoor is implanted to the PC, the threat actor easily can control the whole system. But it has a little different things. For example, it has another beacon signals. Type A backdoor using the prefixed 2-byte header and generate 1-byte random XOR key. And using that random XOR key, it encrypts the computer name and the username and send it to the C2 server and start to communicate each others. And the type B backdoor using the hard-coded 1-byte XOR value and just encrypt and append the predefined strings anonymous ? and IP address and send it to the CNC server. And type C backdoor, also using some kind of beacon signal, is a little different. At first, it sends 4 bytes predefined key value. Value is, you can see the 783210. And when the C2, if the C2 sends 4 byte this value, then start to communicate each other. So they're using another kind of activity, but when we compare the decryption routine, this is type A backdoor encryption routine. It's a type C backdoor. It's almost the same, using the almost the same encryption routine. But this routine is using another purpose. For example, type A backdoor using this decryption routine for the decrypt command from the CNC server, but keylogger also using the same encryption routine, but the keylogger using this encryption routine when they encrypt the user's keystroke. So they shared some code for many kind of malwares. And this is the attribution of the malware. When we look into the file name, I think the foreign people is not familiar with this kind of file name, but it's very well-known file name in South Korea. For example, the HNC update.exe is the Korea local word process name, and Mark Any is a Korea local software vendor DRM software name, and v3log.exe is the Korea local antivirus software name. So threat actor well known about the South Korea host environment. And when we look into the language, many of the sample has the Korean resource language, so we suspect that threat actor using the Korean OS environment, or are they familiar with the Korean OS?
So let's see the connection with the old operation. As for type B, the malware has had string the application, and the routine was the first two character was deleted if they were same with specific 2 characters. If not, the obfuscation was performed to get original string. So this characteristic was showed in Operation N-star and Operation 1 mission. This operation was the step to prepare for dark soul attack. And type A and type C has a similar decryption routine. The routine had operations like add and shift and XOR with specific number. The characteristic was showed in Operation Black Mine and Operation Ghostlet and Dark Soul Variant. Operation Black Mine was the operation target for South Korea organization. It was published by ANNEP. And Operation Ghostlet was already explained, and Dark Soul Variant was spread by Watering Hole on July 2014. So let's conclusion thesis, and the malware used in MND breaches. The malware had similar decryption routine with Dark Soul Valiant and Operation Ghostlet and Operation Black Mine. Also, the malware had the same obfuscation method with Operation 1 mission and Operation N-star. These operations were related to Dark Soul attack. because CNC, IP, and malware structure and encryption method was overlapped with the TopCERT cyber attack. TopCERT cyber attack was the banks and media in Korea were hacked by Lazarus Group. So we think all of these operation was hacked related to Lazarus Group.
And next is a connection with the emerging operation, recent case. Recently, the South Korea ATM is compromised by threat actor. It's the first time the ATM is attacked in South Korea. The same model from the same one vendor is ATM machine is compromised. It's just more than 60 ATM is infected by same malware, and 2,500 credit card information is leaked by the threat actors. When I look into this malware briefly, it's not a memory scraping style malware. It's just search a specific file at a hard-coded path, and if the malware found this file, it just compress it and send it to the CNC server by the FTP. So when I ask about this file to the Final Security Institute guy, he said this ATM machine stored the whole credit card information in this file. So threat actor already know how this ATM machine is executed, and he or she, threat actor just collect this file and send it to the CNC server. Very simple but very efficient. When we compare this ATM compromised malware and other operation, the same CNC server is using the ATM compromised case and the operation ghostlet. And when I compare the MND breach case and the ATM compromised case, it has many code similarity. For example, it also has the same custom decryption routine, but as you can see, the encryption routine is almost the same. And when I compare the backdoor function, it's almost identical. As you can see, that this is the backdoor function to get disk information. What's the disk number and the available disk space? But as you can see, they're almost the same. It means the same malware is using both of the operation, and even we found one keylogger, both of the operation, ATM compromised and the MND breach case. Whole operation using the same keylogger file, even the same hash is also same. It means the same keylogger file. So let's put them together, whole operations. We believe this operation could be doing by the one APT group, but we couldn't be sure, 100% sure, but it has many connections, many overlap about these whole operations. Before TopCERT attack, the Operation One Mission and the Operation One Star was going on, and in 2014, the Operation Blank Mine and Operation Ghostlet is started, and last year, the MND is breached. And recently, the ATM machine is infected using the same malware. So we believe this operation has many connections, and they share the many code or malware for these operations. Then who is behind this attack? So we believe many evidences point out the Lazarus is behind this attack. Lazarus is cyber espionage, cyber sabotage group. But when we compare the target and the intention of the whole operations, Operation Ghostlet is target for the big enterprise in South Korea, and their main intention is military intelligence. They steal the blueprints of UAV or F-15 air combat plane. And MND breach case, they target for the military and steal the military intelligence. But the recent ATM breach case, they not target for the any intelligence. They target for ordinary people, just for the credit card. So their main intention is the financial profit. And as we published yesterday, Lazarus has an intention for the attack for global bank. So they're very activate APT group, and they expand their target all around the world, not just for the South Korea. They attacked the global bank, and recently they attacked the ATM machine for the financial profits. So we believe their intention is a little changed recently. Okay, that's all from our side. Thank you for listening. Thank you.